Hello dear friends, nice to see you again, and here we are again. Well, let's just get this started. Okay, so this is not the first time I did a redo. Technically, this is the second time, I believe. This time, however, is mostly due to timing. I'm shooting this after I drew it. I didn't know how long the original video would be, but it was too long, so I decided to cut it and split it into two, just to make it shorter. Yeah, that's basically it. Huh. But you know what? Gives me another video to put up. Okay, so yeah, so what you will see is the redo, and I'm gonna do a voiceover, so you won't hear me talking when I'm talking it out when I'm drawing. You most see me like doing okay, so you mostly be seeing me do voiceover. There we go. Got it. Okay, so you must be seeing me doing the voiceover about the process that I was thinking and why I did it over. Because I don't think I explained it. Well, I think it's partly explaining from the first video. So, yeah. Okay, here's to hoping I get my recording done in one go. So where to start? Since this is pretty much banking on, I didn't really change it too much. It's just jumping off of what I did the last time when I last drew it from the last video. If you've seen that one, if you haven't, feel free to check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description above, or in the iCard above, in the description below. Sorry, got those two confused. So yeah, jumping off of what I was doing before, we'll quickly tell you where I'm at right now. I painted a whole background blue because I wanted the whole background to be one color, and instead of like painstakingly going through each nook and cranny through each corner of or a hole of between the fairies and hoping that they come out as one consistent color, it's easier to do one whole wash background. So that's what I did. And I just put some some paint on top of that once it dried, so it won't like blend in too much. And then like I went in with the green leaf because, well, it's green, and that's only greenish area, but everywhere else is like pretty much blue and yellow. And I have two blues in the set. I just used the regular blue, and to make it darker, to get that value, that contrast, I mixed blue and black to get a darker blue. Because the blue I wanted wasn't dark enough, and I had no other darker blue, and I didn't want to use a light blue because it was too light. I think I used a light blue for the background anyway. Yeah, I think that's what I used a light blue for, as a background. But anyhow, really quickly, I just want to talk about the drawing, how it differed a little bit. It's mostly, mostly generally the same, from as you can see on the other side of the page. It's generally the same, but I changed up some things. One, I didn't forget the wings. I remember this time. I also remember the skirts. Those frilly skirts. That's what I really wanted to draw. It's what inspired me to draw it. So it was really important for me to remember this time. And it looks much more cuter than when I left it out by accident. So yeah, another thing I changed up was like, I kept the position, but I wasn't 100% sure of what their facial expression would be. So I had a better idea of what their facial expression would be this time. One is scolding, the other one is getting scolded, so she's in trouble but trying to smile it off and like, you know, like not beg, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's back in my mind, but I don't know it right now. Like, as soon as I finish recording, I'll remember. But it's there. So she's trying to wiggle her way out of trouble, while the other one is like pretty much gloating and smiling at her getting in trouble. She's upside down, so it looks like she's scrolling. She's like, there we go. She's like, but she's not. She's smiling, and you will see an effect that is not done on purpose. That's just how the camera is right now. And I was getting late, so I had to put on the extra lighting. I have no idea why it's like that, to be honest. So I had to get the extra lighting from my sister's light, because it's getting too dark to draw. You couldn't really see anything. And you will see more of the light later, but throughout the video. But yeah, so adding the skirts really helped makes it pop. And also another thing, I made them smaller so I could fit the flower, because it was at the side. I didn't like it how it was that side. I wanted it centered. The composition looked better when the flower is centered and it's just focused on the 3 fairies on top, and there's like a lot of space on the bottom, so it's a more flow that way. At least to me personally, I think it worked that way better. So yeah, and there was nothing important in the bottom. The part, it's just negative space, so balance, because it's a lot of flow on top with 3 fairies on top. Sorry, drinking some coffee. So anyhow, yeah, and I pretty much did a light wash, and then I went over it with, before I did this wash, because you can't see, but when you zoomed in, not you, but me, when I zoomed in, you see colors of green. That is color pencil. To people more specific, watercolor pencil. The dollar store watercolor pencil, because why would I use my expensive watercolor pencil with cheap paint? I'm just asking myself that. I have no idea why I would do it. And it makes the paints look less chalky. Although it's dollar store watercolor pencil, it somehow makes it like less chalky. It doesn't make it look non-chalky at all. It still looks chalky, and it actually makes it look like it has layers to the painting. Really, actually, if you see it dry, like in front of you, like when I hold it and you see lifted up, you see a little embossment from the paper. That's the watercolor mix. I was like, that's really weird, but that's kind of cool too. So whatever. Anyhow, but yeah, so I mixed I used some of the watercolor pencils on the dress and the clothing. I used a little bit of black, blue, and green and yellow, just to get those colors to pop a little bit more when I added more contrast to the watercolor paint. I thought I'd skip it, but I didn't. Another thing, before I forget, I almost did, because I said it earlier in the last recording, because this thing stopped recording me. I said in the last one, the only thing I didn't like about this whole thing in general was I was mad that I went all out with the line art. And my thinking process now, looking back on it, was I knew I was going to do a flat paint on top of the pencil, because I erased the pencil mark to lighten up the pencil mark. Excuse me. I did it to lighten up the pencil mark. Oh, by the way, that's yellow and orange. That to make that nice little golden color, which looks very pretty, by the way. Now you can see the green. Like little spots of green. Or is that blue? I could totally be wrong with my colors. But yeah. But it kind of helps also bring in some of that other colors into the yellow. Same with actually adding, well, I should add yellow to the blue, but I didn't. I just add black, so you don't see the yellow popping out from the blues. That's another thing I should have changed. But back to what I was originally saying. I'm jumping all over the place, I know. I didn't like the line art. I should have kept it to just the face and the folds of the clothes. I shouldn't put it everywhere. That's the only thing I like. It would have made the wings and the skirts more flowy and fluffy if I just went straight watercolor with no line art in those areas. And that's my one of my main critique basically of this. There are a few others probably I could hit in there, but I generally like how the figures look. The long legs look long, but it doesn't look weird or out of place. It fits them, kind of bringing that fashion illustration in. But so yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. She's the only one that had the mouth open, and I really don't like the outline around her mouth. It just makes it look even weird and just pull it so much attention to it. Again, that's just me. my own little thing of the whole general thing. My dislike, my distaste, my personal preferences. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you got this far, get the voiceover out. Alright, oops, too close, and that's better. Here it is, the final final verdict and version. Ooh, can you see that well? This is just me, it's just a camera. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so here it is, the final verdict, the final version. Well, not the final verdict. What is the final verdict? But here it is, the final sketch and drawing. And if you don't remember the last one, oops, too far. Here it is. I mean, it's not bad. It got what I exactly wanted. It just was just the markers, and I just forgot the design part. But here's the sketch and the designs. Here's the first attempt with markers, Sharpie markers. And here's the final verdict with watercolor, which I think it looks much better in watercolor. I just wish I didn't went so heavy with the dark lines. But maybe that's just me. Get a closer look at it. Eat the drawing. Yup. So, what do you think of the final edition, re-edition, whatever you want to call it? I'm pretty happy with it. It gave me that fanciful I was looking for. It probably look better this way than with the markers anyway, so yeah, even better. So leave in the comments what somebody think which one's better. You prefer probably the markers, or what originally you went for, or you prefer the watercolor. What other things I should make into fairies or furries or put wings on? I don't know. But I'm going to do, now that I have finished and accomplished it, I'm thinking I'm going to start the wing challenge. Not wing challenge. My fairy challenge. So that will be up soon. I don't know when, because I just put things whenever randomly. What was I going for? Oh, if you like what I've done today, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. It would be great help if you share it around, or support me on Patreon. If you like what I've done, of course. Or you like what I'm doing. Yeah, either one. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Till then, next time. Bye!